says, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
That's right, man. That's the elect. What'd you have?
I had Ezekiel 37.
So you could bring it home with that.
Okay,
Go back to
come.
Romans.
Right. Ezekiel 37, and I'll start at 16. It says, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions.
Yep.
Then take another stick and write it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all those,
Yep.
for all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them one to another into one stick, that they shall become one in thine hand.
Yep. They become one in thine hand. Meaning all the tribes will be one nation again.
Yeah, I'll bring it home with let me go to 19 real quick. It says, say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and will make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. That's pretty much
They will be one in the Lord's hand. That's right, man.
Whoa. Yeah, let me go. 22. It says, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all.
Yeah.
And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
That's right. That's plain. That's why it said back in John, there's going to be one shepherd, one fold. You know. So basically, this whole, the olive tree, man. If you really serious about this and you get into it, man, it actually.
Salakia, brother. Salakia, brother. I should have read 21. Ezekiel 37:21. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them unto their own land.
That's right, man.
Now, the reason I went back and read that one from among the heathen, because that's what we're talking about, the ones that took on the other customs of those heathens.
That's right.
And bring them back to their own land and back to their own heritage and their own customs as Israelites.
That's right.
And they will be all joined together, continuing on in 22.
And that's what's going on right now.
Right.
You got brothers all throughout the four corners that are coming together, man. All different tribes. They're all together, man.
Right.
Pushing the word. All on the same accord.
Mm-hmm.
You could look at a video from a brother in whatever state here in Babylon, and then look at a video from a brother in England, in Jamaica, in Canada, wherever they may be, preaching the exact same thing, man.
Right.
Same name, rebuking the same men that go off.
Right.
And it be sometimes,
One body, man.
John, it be sometimes you can go out and then go back home, watch videos that just got uploaded that night talking the same thing that you was
taught
teaching.
before your videos even got up.
Exactly.
Okay. Go back to Acts 13, right? Okay. I'm going to go back to 46. It says, this is Acts 13:46. Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold and said, it was necessary that the word of the Most High should first have been spoken to you. But seeing ye put it from you, that's talking about Judah, but seeing you put it from you and judge yourselves unworthy of everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Gentiles.
Yep.
For so had the Lord commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles, that thou shouldest be for salvation unto the ends of the earth.
Yep. That's right, man.
And when the Gentiles heard this, they were glad and glorified the word of the Lord.
That's right, man. They were glad and hey, man.
Look at this. Look what this says. It says, and as many as were ordained to eternal life believed.
Hey, which heathen is going to be ordained for eternal salvation?
Let me.
Is there going to be a couple of Ishmaelites that? Is it going gonna be a couple of Hamites, or where y'all getting at, man? Where y'all get that shit at, man? Also, hey, keep reading, because it said that it was gonna be jealousy or envy, or when it talks about them, they got mad and shit.
I'm gonna keep reading. It says 49. It says, and the word of the Lord was published throughout all the region. It says, but the Jews stirred up the devout and the honorable women and the chief men of the city and raised persecution against Paul and Barnabas.
So they start raising hell on Paul for this, man.
Yep.
Hey, what the fuck is you doing? I mean, what the, getting all upset and shit, man. Because Paul basically cussed them out like, well, shit, man. Y'all being unworthy because y'all over here tripping and shit, Every little thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was any little thing that Paul did, they had to make, a quarreling at it, man.
Yep. That's what Jake do. That's what so-called Israel of the circumcision do now. That's not of the right doctrine.
That's why niggas like Johanna and shit. Because we know that through the spirit that you're gonna have Israelites that look like the other nations. You got niggas, like Zabak and Johanna, that try to say that we accept heathens into our camps because we got the spiritual discernment to know when a Jake that might look like another nation is an actual Israelite, man. They try to say that we got heathens in our camps, man. That's another example of them basically persecuting brothers, man.
Right. And if you look at a lot of the wheat that's in the GMS camp that look like tares, you don't even really need spiritual discernment to tell that they Israel, man.
Right.
It's all in their actions. It's in the way they talk, man. It's in the way they bring out the scriptures, man. It's in the way they give diligence to the scriptures.
Yep.
You can see it in their eyes, man, and tell that's Israel.
That's right.
Like the brother out in Ohio, right?
Ohio.
The other one, it's another one in Baltimore, isn't it?
That's right.
Come on, man.
Man, it's not hard to see it, man.
Yeah.
Like you can see the zeal on Jake. You can see the personality,
The flavor.
I was about to say the flavor. I was trying to find every word but swag. But you can see all that in Jake, man. No matter what color they are. Like prime example I always like bringing up is Bruce Lee. If you don't know Bruce Lee's a Jake, I mean, what? You ain't been watching the same movie. Well, why Jake's identify with Bruce Lee so much? Why Bruce Lee always brought that flavor like Jake in his movies? How come Jackie Chan ain't bringing that same flavor? You know?
We need Chris Tucker to bring out some of that flavor.
Yeah, because they couldn't bring it together. Back at the top of 50, it says, but the Jews stirred up the devout and the honorable women and the chief men of the city and raised persecution against Paul and Barnabas and expelled them out of their coast. Yep.
Basically kicked them out and shit, man. That's why Paul's job basically was like, the Lord basically gave Paul that job that was going to basically, it was going to put hell on him, man. Like, I'm going to give you this job, you're going to go to the Gentiles. You're going to be a minister unto the Gentiles. But you're going to catch hell for this shit. You're going to catch mighty hell for this shit. And that's exactly what they did, man. They put hell on that man for doing what he was commanded to do. Yeah.
Just keep reading all the way down through 14.
Where it say, they were stirred up with envy.
Oh yeah. They believe stirred up the Gentiles and made their minds evil affected against the brethren. Okay, that's 14. I'm gonna just 14. Keep reading down. Yeah, 14 to 2. Is that what you talking about? All right, up at 51 it says, but they shook the dust off their feet against them and came to Iconium, and the disciples were filled with joy and with the Holy Ghost. And it came to pass in Iconium that they went both together into the synagogue of the Jews, and so spake, that a great multitude of both Jews and also the Greeks believed. Precept real quick, brother. Romans 10 and 12, it says, "For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him." And basically that just goes to show that they are still Israel, that were Hellenists, that were taking on Greek customs.
That's right.
Continuing, it says 2, it says, "But the unbelieving Jews," because these are Jews that know they're Jews, right? "But the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles and made their minds evil affected against the brethren. As a long time before they abode with speaking boldly in the Lord, which gave testimony unto the word of his grace, and granting signs and wonders to be done by their hands. But the multitude of the city was divided, and part held with the Jews, and part with the apostles. And when there was an assault made both of the Gentiles and also of the Jews with their rulers, to use them despitefully and to stone them. It said they were aware of it and fled to Lystra and Derbe, cities of Lycaonia, and unto the region that lieth round about. And there they preached the gospel, and there sat a certain man at Lystra, impotent in his feet, being, let's go into the miracle they did for him right there. Keep going.
That's it, bro. That's it. Go back to Romans.
Okay. So we're in Romans, read over 11 again.
You had that in Romans 10 and 19.
Yeah, so I'll read 11 again.
Yeah, because we wanted to basically break down the provoke to jealousy with them that are not a people.
Okay, come. So this is Romans 11:11. "I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? Yahweh forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy."
Yep. That's basically what happened, you know. They fell, you know, they got jealous because salvation came unto God. Because salvation was preached unto the Israelite foreigners, man. They were more found worthy than the ones that was in the land trying to keep the law. You know? Because they were the ones that wasn't believing. They were just keeping the laws. They didn't believe the Lord, especially the scribes and Pharisees. And even among the scribes and Pharisees, they wouldn't even keep the law. It was hypocrites. You know? So they definitely wasn't worthy of it. Now, go back to Romans 10 and 19. And then after you get Romans 10 and 19, you get 1 Peter 2. And start at 9. Actually start at start at 5.
This is Romans chapter 10, verse 19. "But I say, did not Israel know, first Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger." But
hey, and what do the scriptures say about Israel? "For my people don't know me, they are foolish."
Yeah.
They are foolish people. They have not known me.
Get it right quick? Right here.
Hey, that was just knocking out the park.
Come. Jeremiah 4:22. "My people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge."
That's plain. So that's that foolish nation, man. Now, it might sound crazy, but it's what it is. The Most High is basically provoking Israel with Israel, man.
Yeah.
That's basically what that's saying.
Yeah.
That might go over, you know, the niggas' heads, but I'm pretty sure brothers already know, man.
Yeah. If you in the spirit, you
in the
understand
spirit,
that.
you know that's exactly what that's saying, man. I'm gonna provoke you with a foolish nation.
And let me say to say it more plain, you know, he wouldn't provoke you with the heathen, man. He wouldn't do that. He's not dealing with the heathen like that. Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. Let me get what is that? Is not those so any other nation?
Psalm 147.
Psalm 147, right? Come. That's exactly, that proves that right there. Psalms 147 and 19. It says, he showeth his statute, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Now that proves right there that when they went to the Gentiles that they were going to other jakes, Israel, right? It says, he has not dealt so with any, he has not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh.
That's right. That's plain.
What's that other one? What is the heathen to do with my statutes and my judgments?
Some more way up there. That's talking about
The wicked.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Oh, it's 50 and well, I just tried it right there.
Oh, you ain't got it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Now, you read that. Now let's get 1 Peter 2, till like the 5th verse.
1 Peter 2 and 5.
Let's start back at the top. It's Romans 10 and 19. But I say, did not Israel know? First Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you. But Isaiah is very bold and saith, I was found of them that sought me not. I was made manifest unto them that asked not after me. But to Israel he saith, all day long I have stretched forth my hands unto a disobedient and gainsaying people.
That's exactly what Israel is, man. Israelites. You know? The Lord, he stretched out his hand. Hey, that's being made man of the hey. Ain't no Israelite, the Negro, Latino coming up here, man. They rolling right past and shit, man.
Right.
It's more important for them to go up in that swap meet and get some chucks or whatever, some bullshit
McDonald's
they
and
can
get some bullshit.
run up in the McDonald's and get them a mid-kid or something. That's more important than coming up here and getting that spiritual meat, that spiritual bread, man. That living water.
And they clearly see us.
Right.
A lady, we don't expect a woman to get it, but she just drove by a minute ago. You might have heard on the camera. And I was wondering what y'all doing. Y'all got Bibles and kept going.
Yeah. Just showing you, man. So to them are the Israelites that basically that forsook the Lord, man.
Right.
They were the ones that wasn't found worthy of everlasting life, man. Those are the ones that had to fall away for the elect that's scattered throughout the four winds to get it, man. I'll go 1 Peter. Let's start at the
All right.
verse.
1 Peter 2 and 5. Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house, and holy priesthood.
That's a lot. Go to 1 Peter 1 and 1 to verse 2, so we can basically pinpoint, because this is all talking.
That's the one I looked for
Yeah,
earlier.
all right. Get that and then go to 1 Peter 2 and start at 5.
Okay, 1 Peter's 1 and 1. Peter, an apostle of Yahweh HaMashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia.
Right, and that word for stranger is parapedemos.
Eclectos.
No, I'm talking about the word for stranger.
Strangers.
It's parapedemos, which basically means a sojourner or a foreigner that actually comes and sojourn in his land, like a pilgrim.
My definition of this word says exiles of the dispersion in. Basically,
Right.
it's just those of Israel that was dispersed out to other parts of the
Right,
land.
they were sojourning in these different other lands.
Right.
Now keep reading, because it calls them strangers, right?
Yeah, right. It said elect according to the foreknowledge of the Most High, the Father of Yahweh.
Elect according to the foreknowledge, man.
Mm-hmm.
So these were elect that were chosen, that were scattered outside of Israel, man. Go ahead.
It said, through sanctification or cleansing of the Spirit unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Mashiach.
So the blood of the Lord reached those men
Yep.
because they were of the elect.
Yep.
You know?
And that's all we read. It shows us his statutes to Israel,
Right.
you know, in Psalms 147.
That's right. Now, you read the second verse?
Yeah, it says, grace unto you and peace be multiplied.
Con. So basically, Peter, in a nutshell, he's talking to those men. Now, when we go to the second chapter, that's still part of the same letter.
Right.
So go ahead.
It says, don't start at 4, brother.
Go ahead.
It says, to whom coming as unto lively stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious. Because it said right there, it said, disallowed indeed of men, because they weren't keeping the customs, but they were still Israel, right? And precious. It says,
Wait, read that again?
yeah, come. It says, to whom coming as unto lively stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious.
Right.
It says, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood to offer up.
Now, Salakia, touching on to whom as a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High, precious. That's talking about Yahweh Shai right there. He was that cornerstone that was disallowed because he was set up as that cornerstone, and it's going to basically get into it as he refers.
Right.
But those that tried to disallow it were the scribes and Pharisees and the unbelievers. But those that were actually believers were also made lively stones. And we're all, when you bring them all together, we basically made a building to the Most High, or a spiritual sacrifice, which is that he's about to basically get into. Go ahead.
Ye also as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house,
Yep.
a holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahweh Shai.
Hey, so these strangers, because it did say strangers are elect according to the foreknowledge, but it said right here that they're lively stones. They make up a priesthood. A priesthood of a spiritual sacrifice. Is the heathens gonna be fucking priests, man? Are the heathens gonna be priests of the Lord, man? Fuck no. Only the Israelites, man. And we're gonna get into that. Keep reading, huh? We're gonna get into that.
It says,
19, we're gonna get to it.
wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
Yep, that's talking about the believers of Yahweh Shai, man, which are going to be the elect. Go ahead.
Unto you, therefore, which believe he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner, and the stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense.
Hey, so basically, those that disallowed that stone were basically the unbelievers that didn't believe the Lord that time. Those that rejected the Lord back then, they were going to get blinded by the Spirit, man. You reject the Lord, you block the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord blocks you.
Right.
You know? So it was appointed that this was going to happen. But the elect, they were going to be found precious as well, man. And they were going to believe because they didn't disallow the cornerstone, man. Because what are we building upon? Who are we building our foundation upon? Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right.
You know? Go ahead.
It says, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient.
Being disobedient, man. You know? And those scribes and Pharisees, they were disobedient. Now you had a few righteous scribes and Pharisees that actually believed. You know? But the majority of them were wicked, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, whereunto
Matter
also.
of fact, let's get clarification. I want to get quick clarification. Hold that in Exodus and get Matthew 21. 21 starting for a second.
Matthew chapter 21, verse 42. Yahushua saith unto them, Did ye never read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner. This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Therefore say I unto you, the kingdom of the Most High shall be taken from you, and given to a nation bringing forth the fruits thereof.
Hey, and that goes back to that statement Paul said, where he like, well, since you counted unworthy of salvation, lo, we go to the Gentiles, man. That's exactly what the Lord is. That's in a nutshell, man. You know, y'all counted unworthy, so therefore, hey, we going to those that actually do believe. You know, not just those that just keeping the law and being hypocrites. You know, and don't believe the Lord.
Says, verse 44, and whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken, but on whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder. And when the chief priests and Pharisees had heard his parables, they perceived that he spake of them. But when they
they perceived that he spoke of them, and he was speaking of them. He just taught it to him in a parable, going over them niggas' heads.
Make way.
But in a roundabout way, he was basically saying, hey, it's not y'all disallowing that corn. I'm made the head of that stone that y'all disallowing. So as long as y'all continue to do that, it's a wrap for y'all, you know. Now go back to 1 Peter.
Okay, 1 Peter's 2:9. But if you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praise of him who hath called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people.
Which in times past were not a people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he said, I will provoke you to anger or jealousy with those that are not a people. That's talking about Israel, man. Because it was said that these different Israelite foreigners wasn't his people among the circumcision. Now read back up to